Imagine you're at the hospital, making a decision for someone who can't speak for themselves. You've got two ways to guide you. Guess what they would choose. Or, choose what's best for them. Sounds reasonable. But that's exactly where the trouble starts, because in medical research, what's best for them is often also the most dangerous. Researchers call this proxy consent. In plain terms, it's when a family member signs on someone else's behalf. Traditionally, two standards apply. One is substituted judgment, which basically means you try hard to figure out what the person themselves would want. The other is best interests. You sign based on whatever you think is good for them. That second one is where things fall apart. What counts as a best interest? In a clinical setting, it's easy: treat the illness, save the life. But the moment you step into a research trial, that scale breaks. Because the goal of research isn't this person's health in the here and now. It's generating knowledge that might help others in the future. You sign your loved one up for a trial, and they might gain absolutely nothing from it, while taking on extra blood draws, side effects, or even worse. So is that really their best interest? A philosophy paper highlights an even deeper mess. In practice, family members tend to quietly swap best interest for we feel they ought to take part. Researchers call this the authorized model of a life. You stop asking what the person actually would want, and instead you choose for them based on what you consider a dignified, brave, worthwhile way to live. In other words, you're living out a version of them they might never have agreed to. On the surface, it looks like love and responsibility. Dig a little deeper, and it's layer after layer of projecting your own voice. The strangest part? Not a single model truly solves the problem. This February, a study published in the journal Medicine, Health Care and Philosophy examined substituted judgment, the authentic life, and the authorized life, one by one, and arrived at an almost deflating conclusion: no single moral principle can carry this weight alone. So they reached back to the 20th century philosopher W. D. Ross and his intuitionism, basically telling proxy decision makers, you don't get a hard and fast rule. Between the competing obligations to help your relative and to help future strangers, you have to weigh them by feel. What that means is that sense of moral certainty. Everything I do is for their own good probably doesn't hold up. You have the signing authority over them, yes? But you haven't been given an extra soul.